the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Abubakar, joining us via phone today. Good evening and thank you for joining us. Give us your reaction to the elections so far.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Your Eminence. Could you give us your impression about these elections so far?
Well, first of all, I would like to commend Channels Television for a very good update we've been having since we started this election process. So please keep it up. You're very professional. And I think so far I've had so many comments from so many people across the country and also some parts of the world. The elections have been very peaceful in most part of the country, and I have seen that the voters and the electoral officials all also behaved very well, and everything went so smoothly. Actually, in some places, security agents don't even have work to do, but we give thanks and glory to Almighty Allah. I think this is the best elections we have ever had, and the peace we are enjoying now, I think is made possible by all Nigerians who decided to come out massively and vote for their candidates. And I think it's a lesson to all of us that if we really want to do something good, we can do it. And I know millions of Nigerians defied all odds to really sit from morning till late night to ensure they cast their votes to elect a leader of their own choice. Now that they have spoken, I'd like to commend Mr. President for magnanimously extending hand of fellowship and statesmanship to the winner, General Muhammadu Buhari, whom I believe will also reciprocate the same. It's a very good gesture from the president because it's what he had been telling us in all the meetings we've had with him. You know, I'm a member of the National Peace Committee, which General Abubakar had been chairing. Actually, I was supposed to be in Abuja for the meeting, but I couldn't make it. I think that the last meeting we had with Mr. President on Thursday morning before we go out to the public to sign the new document, then Mr. President strengthened our belief in his words, that we must believe him, that he means what he said. And he has shown it today by conceding victory to General Buhari. I think it's a lesson to all of us. And I think Nigeria is the better for it. All Nigerians must come close and closer to really salvage the country and move forward so that let's develop and catch the rest of the world.
What kind of impact do you think the president's magnanimity by calling General Buhari will have with respect to after those who are celebrating, especially maybe when INEC does do that last announcement, perhaps declaring him winner?
Hello?
What kind of impact do you think the president's magnanimity will have on the reaction of Nigerians about the general's victory?
I think what we'll do is, I think we'll let the whole world know that we have come of age in our politics and in democracy, but we need to build more and more. And I think that gesture by Mr. President, I think should be seen as a sign of development of our democracy. And I believe Nigeria will be the better for it, and of course the whole democratic world will be the better for it.
All right, thank you very much indeed for speaking with us today.
Hello?
Yeah, thank you for speaking with us today.
Okay, thank you. Well, keep on the good work.
Thank you. Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Abubakar, speaking to us, giving us his reaction about the election result. Well, already out there in town, many are already reacting to it in the best way they deem possible. But we also like to remind you, send us pictures. Let's also see how you first anticipated or were listening to the announcement of the election result, and then don't forget that selfie videos between 10 to 15 seconds of you. We also like to share with you on that one. Don't just tweet it, send it to us, because at the end of the day, we intend to just collate all of them from a short film, a documentary, a collage of sorts, some of which we're already playing to you. We appreciate you. Just keep them coming through today. But don't forget, we're also keeping tabs on INEC's Collation Center, where we're waiting for the final lap of the announcement of the presidential elections. Our man, Lionel Lasisi, is there for us, and so subsequently he will tell us a word or two about what is going on there. Goodbye.
All right, one thing we know for sure is that we have just one more state to go, and that is Borno in Nigeria's northeast, a state that has been plagued recently by insurgent activities there. How this will play out for the elections, how this will play out for the total number of votes that will be counted eventually, it's yet to be seen though. But we're still here in the studio and we're keeping a tab on that. And as soon as we have it, we're going to be letting you in on it as well. But coming back to the studio, GT,
yeah.
For you, you've spoken a lot about the values attached to who becomes this, what Nigerians want as a people, what you would like to see also. Let me just revisit that again, because it seems to be a talking point that has not left anyone. It is still here, it's still going to be here for whoever becomes president. We're looking at Buhari to be the next man on the line to take us through this. Your immediate assessment of what to expect in the first, say, 100 days.
Well, before talking about the first 100 days, I think that we need to underscore, all of us, because just now when you are engaging His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, in that telephone conversation, I got a point, and I think that point must be emphasized by every one of us, that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has recorded a first by conceding defeat ahead of official declaration of results. I think it was in the last election in the United States that something like that happened. It's happened previously. Mitt Romney was in his hotel room, and the CNN called the election. That is over. There are still elections in some certain voting districts, and he was encouraged to immediately call President Obama and congratulate him. And he did so, even before the official closure of polling in that election. And so this is very significant for us, because as the president of the country, he had information, he knew what had transpired and all that. And before anything could go wrong, he stepped in, particularly because of the charged atmosphere to make that pronouncement. Now, history is being made right now, because since 1960, we never lived democratically to a point in which a defeated ruling government will hand over voluntarily to a succeeding government. It's never happened. It's never happened. Since 1999, we've had the ruling party in power, just like a relay race. But this is different. And what Nigeria is about to do right now is what has happened even along the West African corridor. You recall that in 2000, President Abdou Diouf of Senegal was defeated by an opposition party and handed over. In 2012, Abdoulaye Wade was also defeated in an election. In Benin Republic, President Korekoro, who had considered power, when the military rule was no longer fashionable, and Nesinfo Soglu came to power, when Soglu lost power, he also handed over voluntarily. So Nigeria had never, made it up to this point. And so this hour is a good hour for Nigeria. And so with that, we expect that when General Buhari is going to be declared the president-elect, comes to power, he must understand, and I think that he's understood this, that he's coming to power by the grace of God, but also by the grace of the electorate. By the grace of the electorate, who massively have voted for him. And so, in the first 100 days, he should do something to convince Nigeria that our country that has been headed in the wrong direction for too long is going to be redirected. I don't think that anybody, and this is not a matter, of indicting anybody, I don't think that Nigerians believe that we've achieved the full potentials of our political experimentation, even from 1999. And so, without blaming anybody, without engaging in recrimination, what we need to do quickly is to go back and start doing something in the right direction. For example, just give you a quick example. I don't see any reason when from day one it won't be said that the humongous money being taken by our government at all levels, including legislature, who are taking those, that kind of money can no longer be acceptable in a new government, in a new environment.
So first of all, slash the
You have to take, these are not cosmetic steps. You can't be running government as if Nigeria exists for those who are running government. That can't be right. If you are running a company and your overhead is almost 90-something%, are you a success as a corporate entity? You can't be a success that way. So those are the quick steps that they need to take in order to engender confidence in the people to understand that their vote is not going to be in vain.
We'll get more reactions, Jide, just a minute. I would also like to remind you, yes, indeed, the pictures you see beside ours, the boxing picture there, is that of the National Coalition Center, where INEC has been announcing all the results so far for the presidential elections, and our man Larry Lasisi is there for us, and he will be getting across to us in just a moment to tell us when, because the 8-hour mark is over and done with, will the commission